Hello, this is a series I'm going to be trying out where I play man versus machine at different classes. I'm going to kick this off with heavy on data demolition. And I'm going to start off by getting my upgrades. So I got projectile penetration because with 400 cash I think this is the best way to increase your damage output. I usually think of upgrades in terms of A, do they help me deal more damage, and B, do they help me stay alive? Upgrades that do both are really good choices. In the case of projectile penetration, I stay alive longer because I'm attacking bots that are moving towards me. If I'm only attacking one at a time, then chances are they're going to gang up on me faster. But if I hang back and like if I sit here and I'm attacking multiple bots at a time, then they have a harder time reaching me. Continuing that philosophy, I'm also going to be focusing on resistances and health on kill, because heavy does a lot of damage at first. I can just take advantage of that and focus on staying alive, because while he does have 300 health, he moves very slowly, so it's going to be very hard for him to stay alive. These Major League Scouts are very dangerous, so I'm going to focus on body blocking them. So I want to be prepared for them. Heavy's very slow. So I'm going to stand back here, even if I do basically no damage. My teammates have it taken care of. So here they are. So this is where I want to be. Because that way, when the bots try to go on their path, well, I was hoping that they wouldn't do that. But so you hear Heavy say, you hear him say something about giants? That means more are coming. I want to get more ammo, but I can't do that. I'm gonna have to grin and bear it. I'm standing in the middle of the bridge because they can't get past me this way. I'm gonna try to rush over, checking over to see when they drop down, get ammo. And I'm gonna come back on this bridge here, because they can't get past me as long as I'm alive, and they're not going to kill me. So, yeah. Had I not been there, you probably would have captured the bomb.
I'm giving you a bonus.
So that was very defensive. I didn't want to be offensive. I didn't want to get in there and get in people's faces, because when bots go behind me, I'm very useless. If I'm in front of the boss, I'm in front of the bomb, then they have to go towards me and they have to get rid of me if they want to get past. And because the minigun did a lot of damage up close, this makes it very prime for me to just do really well. I don't want to keep my teammates waiting. I would get bullet resistance though, but I'm probably not going to be attacking this guy that much, so I'm just going to save money. Might as well get health and refills. I'm not going to be playing with refunds because I think it's a lot more interesting when you try to play without them. I want to get close because this guy did a lot of damage and I have no resistances. These giant heavies also do 1.5 times regular damage. So when he's focused on you, it's really nasty. I'm going to focus on this wall and hope that if he were to attack me, then this wall would shield some of that damage, and so that he's less likely to focus on me in the first place, because I'm kind of ducking behind this wall. This demo man's pretty good with what he's doing. That sniper has explosive headshot, because explosive headshot would allow him to take care of most of these medics at a time. I heard spies, so I'm going to check over. I think it's very worth it to look behind you for a bit whenever you hear spies, because also I'm going to die. I might as well just go, yeah. So when you hear spies, I want to look for them, because the few seconds that you're not doing damage they definitely outweigh, no, they are outweighed by being dead for 10 to 15 seconds, because you're a backstab. So always watch out for spies. And earlier, when that heavy right onto me, because I'm slow, I couldn't outrun him, so I figured that I might as well do as much damage as I can before I die. I didn't buy back in because he's very slow, and I would be able to get to him by the time I respawned. I F-port immediately because I don't think it's such a big deal to keep people waiting. So at this point, I'm going to be very defensive. I'm going to get 2 of each resistance. I never want to get just 1 of each resistance because the amount of effective health you get increases exponentially. When you get plus 25% of resistance, then your effective health increases from 300 to 400, which is not much compared to when you get 2, where because you take 50% damage, you have 600 effective health. It's a better deal for $300. 3 of each resistance is even better because you now have 1200 effective health. It literally doubles just 300 cash. So whenever you get one of these 2 upgrades, always get 2 if you're able. Don't just get 1 because that's a bit of a waste of money. I'm going to hang out back here because I don't want to get destroyed by these snipers. I noticed that they have yellow eyes, which means that they're really good at aiming. If they have blue eyes, they're not that great at aiming. And I don't want to be a pincushion, so I'm going to hang out next to this wall. Be careful. Because staying alive is a lot more important than doing damage. Because staying alive lets you do more damage. I'm hanging out next to the dispenser too, so that I can get ammo just fine. I got refill canteens because I always want to be independent when I'm playing. I don't want to rely on teammates because if they fail you, then that's kind of your fault. If you play independently, then even if your teammates fail, you're not going to be affected as much. Now, if you're playing classes like Medic, then the story's a bit different because in some cases you're going to have to rely on your teammates to know what they're doing. Also, I'm staying at distance from this demo man so that I can dodge his pills. If you're up close, then you don't get that opportunity. Now, if you're body blocking, then sometimes they won't shoot because they want to avoid splash damage. But if they start jumping, then they're going to shoot you at that point. And it hurts a lot. It hurts you more than it hurts them. So if I stand here at a distance and strafe as they shoot me, then... oh, that poor scout. I don't have to worry as much. Also, I'm going to ignore this tank because... so Heavy has a 25%... oh no, Heavy does 25% damage against tanks. Which means that if I'm attacking a tank instead of attacking a robot, I'm losing 75% of my effectiveness, and that's just a really bad deal. So I only focus on tanks once everything else is dead and I have nothing else to do. Because if I just sit there and attack a tank when there are bots to be killed, then I'm just really hampering my potential.
I'm giving you a bonus.
So in this wave, I feel like I'm going to be the main guy taking care of robots. Mainly these super scouts. That's going to be my job to take care of them. So I'm going to start off by getting ammo capacity so I can stay in one spot for longer. I'm going to get firing speed so that I can at least kill them a bit faster. The longer they're around and the more likely that they're going to dodge me. Right now my job is to just hold down the fort, prevent people from getting past. Nothing does damage that I can resist, so I'm not going to bother with that. I'm happy I got this path because it's easy to white block Super Scouts on it. They're going to be taking a super hard left here, so if I stand here, I'm going to have a high chance of body blocking them. And whenever you're body blocking Super Scouts, have some distance because their bounty box is really big. And their bounty box decides if they get to move or not if two bounty boxes collide, such as yours and theirs, then they can't move into yours. So if I stand out here, then I take advantage of how wide that bounty box is, even though mine's shorter. So it's they're less likely to be able to dodge me. And as you can see, that worked out pretty well since he wasn't able to kill me. I mean, get by me. I didn't notice. Not a big deal, just probably gonna get past. So now I want to prevent any more mittens from picking up the bomb. I'm gonna get some more ammo. I didn't hear Heavy yell big robot, so I'm gonna assume that there's no robot. But that's not something I should be doing because Heavy does not always say big robot when a giant spawns. But at this point, I'm at that challenge, so I can just kind of mess around. Once again, by blocking his key. I'm looking around for any mittens. Might as well do some damage, why not? But yeah, no way I'm going to be able to kill that. It's going to get to him. But he had it taken care of. These mittens spawn upstairs, so I'm going to go up there to try to meet them. Here they are. They only have 60 health, so I'm not that concerned about them running up and tickling me.
Good. I'm giving you a bonus.
F4ing immediately once again because it's not going to take that much time to prepare. So watching out for these guys. I'm tempted to get critical resistance because, you know, I should. On one hand, you might suggest getting these, but they're not always reliable at shooting down rockets. And I want to rely on myself. I want to minimize random chances as much as possible. So that's why I'm playing it very safe. I'm not going to be getting chance-based upgrades such as this one, where you're not always going to be protected from rockets. And also, I'm going to be playing pretty forward because there's nothing that can really... these guys can't really kill me. However, these guys can, so I'm gonna hang back here and watch out. I'm gonna take advantage of my 3 blast resistance combined with the damage fall off so that I deal low damage. I'm also gonna be strafing so that they have a harder time hitting me. I'm pretty happy that this engineer is using short circuit, but I'm not gonna rely on it. I'm only going to be out in the open like this if I'm confident I can survive. Another thing, at the Heavy, you like to body block giants, and that's pretty reasonable. You do a lot of damage, it's a lot of fun, but I only want to do it if I'm sure I'll survive. Such as if I have a medic on me, or he has milk like the scout did. If he doesn't have milk, or if you don't have any support, then don't get up close, because if he starts to attack you, chances are he's going to outlast you and he's going to destroy you. I'm not going to get up too close because I don't want to get harassed by these punchy heavies. Alright. This guy's focused on the scout, so I can kind of sneak in. Another thing, if a giant's shooting you, I mean not shooting you, if he's shooting a teammate, you can kind of take the risk and come up to him. But only if you think that if he does actually start shooting you, he's only going to be able to shoot you for a short while and you'll survive him.
You have killed all the spies.
Otherwise, once he switches onto you and you die, well, that's your fault. Another thing, when it comes to detecting spies, It definitely comes down to intuition. Speaking of spies, one thing is that they always come from like corners outside of your sight. So that's a huge red flag. Another thing is if they move towards you while looking away, that is a surefire indication that it is definitely a spy. I see a punchy over there. I'm gonna come up here because why not? Actually, I shouldn't be doing that. I shouldn't be doing that because they're probably going to get me, but they're milk, so I can go close. I was kind of thinking, hey, I have 300 health, they're by themselves, why not? But again, I don't want to rely on my teammates to milk him or draw attention away from me, so I went back here. The most important thing is to stay safe.
Everybody ready?
Looking at this wave spawn, I'm just gonna get resistances on everything. Well, I mean, I already have resistances, so at this point, all my money here is kind of a blank check. I can just get a bunch of upgrades, be powerful. Another thing, I don't want to get. One thing I've been kind of holding off when it comes to firing speed is I want to get 2 because due to a rounding error in the server tick speed, whenever you get 2, it's the same thing as 1 because it rounds down to that same tick. But once you get 3, you're fine. Actually, you know what? I want to have some fun. I'm just gonna get destroyer projectiles. If you're playing more seriously, then I would just get 3 firing speed. But destroyer projectiles are kind of fun to mess with because there's a lot of explosive robots. Also, when I was talking about firing speed, it only applies to all miniguns except for the Tommy Slav. If you're using Tommy Slav, you can get 2 firing speed, but you don't want to get 4 because that's when the bug kicks in. Or actually, I think I might be remembering it wrong. It's probably the first value. Yeah, I think it's actually the first tick of firing speed that's bugged out on the Tommy Slav. Kind of weird because you'd imagine it would be number 4 since Tommy Slav has that minus 20% firing speed. So I'm going to keep my distance because of those demo knights. Worst thing you can do is be up close to them because they're going to destroy you. See that? That's why I stayed back here. When they charge, it's just a nightmare. I don't really need a spare if I can just do this. When you're crouching and firing with the destroyer projectile, they have a really hard time hitting you. Not only because you crouch, but because your destroyer projectile will likely knock down their grenade. All these are deflected grenades. But this is totally just kind of messing around. I would be getting right up in his face because this scout's doing a good job distracting him. I'm gonna try to stay in range of the soldier's buff banner. Never mind, I can't. So this is like the best time to use this to kind of mess around with these guys. But this is just kind of it's just a joke. If your teammates are not reliable and you're kind of carrying everything, just focus on getting firing speed once you're good with resistances and ammo capacity. I got refills because if I don't have active food dispenser, then I don't want to be caught off guard when my ammo runs out. But this engineer is pretty good. Its dispenser is always reliable, so I can just use that instead of my refills. I'm also using my shotgun just to mess around. This is definitely not serious. Kind of killing time until other bots come.
Moving out.
sentry buster has entered the area.
Normally I would not shoot sentry busters because if they explode in front of you while you're revved up, you're probably not going to be able to escape. But also because if you detonate it next to your teammates or buildings, then they're going to get kind of mad at you. I mean, there's nothing else and all my teammates are attacking it, so might as well have some fun. Usually you should anticipate sentry buster detonating on you, not just dying like he did there. I kept my distance because he was doing more damage than I was getting health. I'm hanging out next to this dispenser so I can out-heal his damage. I'm gonna try something kind of silly where I'm gonna sit back here and take care of his medics and walk behind him. Or I could just do this. Yeah, I don't have to worry about his medics because they're not really healing him for much. I'm right next to the sentry buster. I'm gonna get out of the way. Now that was pretty good timing. So yeah, this is Data Demolition, a pretty easy mission. I'm kind of looking forward to continuing this series because I think it's a lot of fun. I can just kind of speak my mind while helping other people by telling them how I play this game and maybe give them ways to expand upon it. So that's Data Demolition.